I really didn't think I'd be making this announcement, but follow me on TikTok at Lobo_SnapGod. All of the O's are zeros, and I'll be dropping exclusive content. So stay tuned, follow me over there. Let's get to double digits, then triple digits, then quadruple digits, and so on and so forth. Follow the boy. And no, I ain't doing none of them dumbass dance challenges. This just in, we have a major announcement. Starting next week, week 18, I'll be going live for Rigged NFL on Sunday nights. So week 17 will be the last Monday night stream of the season. I'll also be going live for Rigged College Football, the season finale, when Georgia takes on Alabama in the national championship game. So again, from week 18 on to the Super Bowl, I will be streaming on Sunday nights for Rigged NFL. Ring that bell and stay tuned. We are back with Wild Card Weekend of Rigged NFL. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you're notified anytime I go live or drop any new content. See what this chat got going on. So to start off, we had Cincinnati beating the Raiders, which I was actually shocked by that one. But they did make a big point about the 31-year winless drought in the playoffs for the Bengals. So that should have been the telltale sign right there. And then their last win was against Houston, and Houston equals 31 in Gematria. With Paul Lofton in the building. So they watched, yeah, that Cowboys game was something else. Like, that didn't even make sense. On top of that, like, you already got Dak running for it in a clear passing situation. Like, why are you doing that? Yeah, and those Cowboy fans, holy shit. Seeing all the Cowboy fans, their eyes bloodshot red as hell, you know, they was turned like a mug. Oh, my God. What's good with you? What's good? We got Bronze. Say your name again.
It's Bronze FlatPowerGod. What's good? What's good, everybody? What's good? Shout out to my nigga Lobo.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. I'm curious, where'd you get that name? Like, where did it originate?
I deal with the flat Earth, and then I'm standing my guy status, so it all goes together.
I got you. That's what's up. I dig the name.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you think of these games so far this weekend?
Shit, man, that shit was crazy. I mean, everything went how the script already said it was gonna go. Honestly, because I mean, when you watch the beginning of the game, the refs already, the announcers already telling you who's gonna the outcome of how the game's gonna go anyway.
Yeah, there was something in the Cowboys game I heard Tony Romo say. I think it was when they were jogging in the halftime. What did he say? He said Kyle Shanahan should like this script coming into today's game while they was up 16-7.
And if you notice, like even like in the Bengals game yesterday, and they said that the Raiders had a good raison defense, and they was already going to test, they was going to test them during the whole game anyway. So the Bengals was almost throughout the whole game they was at the raison.
Yeah. Like, Jamar Chase could run free. Like, no one wants to tackle him or cover him whatsoever.
Facts.
Paul said you can tell they botched the script because they fucked up on time remaining. Probably got a call from New York or Vegas saying to close it down and get out now.
Yep.
People at home saw the clock. Because Tony Romo was even talking about they had enough time for one more play.
Yeah, that's what was hilarious to me because, like I said, I was watching. As soon as they said, they pulled up their stats saying that, Diggs had 11 interceptions, the most, in Cowboys history. And then once they, as soon as they said that, next play, they go the pick.
Yeah. And they were talking about the Cowboys really need a turnover right now, and then boom, just like that. Honestly, this whole game they was like predicting a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Paul said San Francisco gets killed next week. Normally, botched games result in the team that won losing the next week. Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, exactly. Because you already know, like they were setting this up, the storyline. Like I know everybody was saying, like in Gematria, they was talking about where he said it would probably been the Chiefs and the Cowboys, and then everybody was going about when the Cowboys played Tampa Bay earlier in the year, and it was like Dak was telling Brady, we're gonna probably see each other again. But
Yeah.
I already knew how the script was going because if you think about it, the whole story they started the storyline with Aaron Rodgers by him not taking the jab and stuff. So after that, Green Bay once Green Bay got the number one seed, and the G on their helmet stands for masonry anyway. So once that happened, I knew they were trying to pull everybody in with Dallas with the storyline because of WrestleMania being there, but they had to try to rewrite the storyline over because you had to have Aaron Rodgers avenging his playoff loss against the 49ers.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, because he got destroyed in that NFC Championship game a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm. And you could look at his eyes. You remember that game? How he looked in his eyes. You could tell how he was frustrated. How he had to play the script because it was like I don't know, just like some of the players was just so off, and he had to throw the game, and he really didn't want to do it. But you already know if you don't comply, they're gonna punish him.
Yeah. Yeah, because like the whole time, Dak just looked like he did not want to be there. He was not smiling one bit. And then you see on the other side, like the 49ers, even during the tunnel walkthrough, they was hype as hell.
Yep. And it's like they already knew, they already get fed the script. So it's like I tell everybody, during the off season, when you go, they have these private workouts and stuff. They already have the playbook and they already know what teams they're going to be, and how their record is going to go at the end of the year. Who's going to be in the playoffs? They always have a storyline. And if you notice that every team that was playing this weekend, minus the 49ers and Cowboys, everybody already played each other in the regular season.
Yeah, they did. What's good with you, DeLeon?
On, bro.
What's good? Yeah. Yeah, so far they were really trying to make up for the lack of excitement in the last games on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about the Buffalo New England game, I fell asleep watching that shit. I was out by like 8 p.m.
Yeah, bro.
The Raiders game, it wasn't even really close until the end.
That was too predictable, bro. Because they said it like I watched the stats. They were showing it. They said Patriots giving up 17 points a game. So what happened? I knew somewhere along the line Buffalo was going to score at least have something with a 7, before the final score. And they was testing New England defense, and that's why they had them, the same way like they did Cincinnati against the Raiders. Buffalo was scoring almost every possession. They didn't punt in almost 8 quarters. So I'm like, I'm just reading the whole storyline. I'm like, okay, they already paid the script out.
Yeah, that's true. Somebody, could I see the Bills making the Super Bowl? Mm-hmm. It's not crazy. Going back to that Christmas card photo, there's a picture where the Bills look happy as hell, if you notice in it.
It's a possibility.
It's like, yeah. Because they pointed out Tom Brady, Deebo Samuel looks like he's happy in the picture, and then Josh Allen looks happy as hell, and then on the flip side, Aaron Rodgers looks like he's mad as hell.
Yep. Because think back to in week 1, Saints is my team, but I saw the look in Aaron Rodgers' eyes when he knew he had to play bad that whole game. It was like Green Bay only put up 3 points and Aaron Rodgers threw 2 picks. I was sitting up there laughing the whole time because I'm saying to myself, I said, this shit don't make no fucking sense that you're going to even hold him to 3 points and Green Bay playing the way they played, and then the following week, Green Bay blew out another team. So it's like, I'm saying, it's like, I don't see how people can't put 2 and 2 together to see how they already have this thing mashed out, why the quarterback has to play bad.
They do all these questionable play calls.
Exactly. And the rest just be making all these little crazy calls during the game. And I'm like, I just don't get it, man. I just be sitting up there laughing because these people just like, they really think this shit is real.
Yeah, like fake punts in the first quarter and deep in your own territory. Like, where they do that at? Like, what NFL coach is really thinking of doing something like that if it was real?
Exactly. That shit just like, it don't even seem right because it's like how you even like I said at the end of the Dallas game, you got the referee just ran right into the lineman on purpose twice.
Yeah. Talking about he got to move the ball back and all this, and then whenever the Debo Samuel was called short, talking about they
Mm-hmm.
gonna respot the ball and do all this stuff. Like we gonna respot and remeasure. Wait, timeout. What? Like
And
if
if you
that
know,
don't scream the fixes in, I don't know what does.
and if you notice, every play Dallas was doing, he kept throwing the ball and it was running out of bounds. So you had what it was 3rd and 1 or what I think,
Yeah,
and he's gonna go do a running play with 13 seconds left. That didn't make no sense.
yeah. Like why would you do that? And it's funny how many yards they let him get too.
Mm-hmm. Because they had to play the dramatics out, because they had to give everybody the good drama in between because it was 4th and inches. Now damn well when he fell down, it was first down. That was a
Mm-hmm.
whole first down, bro. Then they pulled him back. It shit was so funny how they just kept pushing the ball back. Then it said at first when they measured it,
It
it was
was
a
like
first
on it. Like if this was it, like the ball was like already across, and then they pushed it back. Yeah, you're right.
and they kept pushing it back, and then they took all that time to try to review it. Like when did they take that long to review the play when they all what I'm saying to do a first down, and then they gonna have a random false start and they didn't even move. I'm watching this whole play. I'm like, this shit is fucking hilarious.
Did you see the Cowboys fans? That's
Bro,
the cherry on the top. Like, oh my god.
we got somebody else on the panel. Okay.
Yeah, DeLeon. Yeah, DeLeon in the building.
What's good, bro?
What's going on, bro?
No ain't much.
Green Bay plays San Fran in the early game on Saturday. Green Bay wins handily. At the 96th divisional round rematch, Tampa Bay plays LA. Wins in dramatic fashion, similar to Green Bay Dallas in 2016.
Yep, like I said, all the
Could be.
storylines it matches up because I even look at it like like last year when Cleveland played Pittsburgh, and they were saying the storyline was Cleveland hadn't won a playoff game, and I guess I forgot such and such years, and they didn't make the playoff since 1999. No, I think it was 2000 or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
when they got into the playoffs, they already beat Pittsburgh at the end of the they let Pittsburgh beat them at the end of the regular season, I think, and then they played Pittsburgh again in the playoffs, and Pittsburgh was playing so randomly bad for no reason. Then fast forward to yesterday, you had Cincinnati. They hadn't made the playoffs in 31 years, so they kept saying throughout the whole through the whole broadcast, Cincinnati gonna pick up their first win. Oh, the fans gonna start partying and stuff tonight. So it was already telling you how this game was gonna go. So Cincinnati was here to pick up their first win. So they're trying to get put fresh teams in the playoffs. But they already have the storyline set for the same old teams. To end up in the conference in the championship game.
They just swap out everyone else who they want to promote, like a Joe Burrow, like they did with Baker last year.
Mm-hmm.
What
Because
up, Pat?
when LSU won the bowl, it was the year of the Tiger, and I already knew when they was playing Clemson. I already knew they was gonna how that game was gonna go, where the whole storyline was gonna go for that. LSU was gonna go 15-0 and beat them, and then they was eventually gonna how they do take all your talent in the first round, and that's usually what they do for every team. But you under the impression that you go into this, these kids think they're under the impression that they're gonna go make this much money, be a superstar in the league and stuff, but they don't even understand. They fail to realize is that everybody is just on the script, and it's like a modern day slavery because you're not really the superstar that you think you are, and only all the big paid players are the ones that's making that knows the script. So you
Mm-hmm.
just have to fall in line. But even though they got this impression that they making these plays and this and that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's also, as far as being a star, is what you got to do behind the scenes too to join that little circle, if you will.
Yep, part of the brotherhood.
Yep. Because a lot of them, especially in the NBA, whenever they get drafted, they do that Masonic grip whenever they do the handshake.
Yep.
The only one I remember not doing that was Karl Anthony Towns. He just did like a regular dap up whenever he went up there to meet Adam Silver. So he was initiated later on.
And just like how LeBron James, how he do it with the powder thing, that's a ritual too.
Yeah. I mean, he threw up the 666, the devil horns, all that stuff. The dynasty sign, all that before the game. Aaron Rodgers' ass always throwing up the devil horns when he go out the tunnel and when he leaving.
Yeah, you saw that the last game when they played not Detroit, but when they played I think it was Chicago, and it was showing him on the sideline, and he was putting up the double sign like that when they was scoring the touchdowns and stuff like that. I'll be watching that.
And when Brett Favre was on that big jumbotron after he passed his record or whatever too, he went up and put out the double other camera, the double devil horns.
Yep, and that's like you said, people don't pay attention to like even on the helmet. And I learned that from when I was watching Gematria. It kind of gave me an eye opener when he said the G was on there, and the G does represent masonry.
Yeah, that's like you ever seen the victory lane in NASCAR? That was a checkerboard floor, and they called the Gatorade victory lane. They got the Masonic G on the checkerboard floor. Yeah, most people didn't catch that. And then you got the checkered flag.
Yep, and that's just like the refs. All the refs wear the black and white, and they're the ones that got to uphold everything. So this is why they'll make these crazy calls during the game, and they get the final judgment. So, most of these players be getting all upset. I'll be laughing like they be sitting on the sideline, and they be having that upset expression on their face. But they already know how the script is going, so they got to give you that acting. And they draw all these people in the sidelines, in the stadium. They draw all their energy into this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're really just thinking this shit is real, what they're watching. And I just like, you know what I'm saying? You just paying all this money just to be bamboozled.
Yeah. Thinking the shit real. Yeah, I remember that, Paul. I remember that file you sent me.
Yeah, I put that shit on my channel too, but I forgot how to do it. So I'm just gonna when we finish, I'm just gonna try to premiere it on mine later.
Yeah, I got you. So why everyone think the Packers going to the Super Bowl, all the different Aaron Rodgers storylines throughout the year, that's really why.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the storyline makes sense because everybody kept saying, eventually it was gonna be Mahomes versus Rodgers. And it was gonna be like Rodgers' last go around because he doesn't sign back with the Packers. So I think how the script was gonna go, like somebody was saying in the comments earlier, it was saying that by A-Rod not being jabbed, they're gonna use that, and then they're gonna say that if they do win or he lose, the storyline is gonna be where he's a free agent, he's gonna leave Green Bay, and Green Bay is gonna move on with Jordan Love. So, that's just basically how they running this script. Because, you're going to have it probably to the point where, they got to have it where next year the Packers might not even be – the Packers might be, have a bad year, or they just might, win, maybe 8 or 9 games. Just like they did the Patriots after Brady left, the Patriots missed the playoffs. So this year, they made the Patriots get back into the playoffs. And it's like how they did the Saints when Drew Brees left. And the Saints was winning, every year they had, they was winning 10, maybe 20, 11, 12 games. And now this year they won 9 games. And it's they're at least going to try to have it, set the story up line, to try to make these teams look bad, having this off year and all this other shit. But we already know most of these injuries is fake. And we just know that they got to follow the whole script to keep you off guard.
Yeah, and especially with those fake injuries, it builds more drama to the game on top of that because it's like the side story within the game. And then you think about the timeliness of when they start bringing up this player, the status of this player. Is he going to be back or is he going to be out for the game? It's they know what they're doing.
Exactly. I seen when it was breaking down how Dak had hurt his leg, that shit still. You can see how this shit was so fake.
Talking about the one where his shit was like turned or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Why you say that?
Cause it's like that day that happened, it was like a ritual day. I forgot. I don't know if it was the day that Alex Smith had hurt his leg or something like that. But
Are you thinking about was Alex Smith got hurt on the exact same yard line as Joe Theismann on like the exact same day so many years ago? Yeah.
yep. And the way, like I said, it's like the way it happened. It just looks so. Like when they did the replay on it, you could just tell like it didn't even look like a real injury. But like I said, it's so hard. Sometimes it's hard to really tell when these injuries are real or not. But majority of the time, they have fake injuries because even when see like a team has momentum going in the game, so a player take a play off and he'll fall out or whatever to try to slow the game down and stuff like that. So they do stuff like that. But most of the time, I think when one of the star players have an injury, a major injury or something like that, that's for a ritual because they have to create the storyline that is this team going to survive without their star player, blah blah blah. Cause some kind of controversy or some shit.
Well, they bring out say TJ Watt goes down and it's like it's the only effective Steelers pass rusher or something like that, and all of a sudden the quarterback of the team has more time in the world to throw, and they get all these big passes and big plays left and right.
Yep. Like they did yesterday with Trey what's his name? Trey Hickerson. When he got hurt, they said, now you got Carr has more time to throw the ball because he they lost their pass rusher for the game.
Yeah. Since he did blow that whistle, I forgot about that too.
And like I said, I had to I was so glad when I finally started seeing this shit for what it was. Because like I said, you won the year when the Saints won the Super Bowl. And I kind of figured that when you start thinking about how everything the script went, because anytime you have a natural disaster or something in the city, and the storyline has to go along with sports. So that was the reason why, they had to have the Saints win that Super Bowl. Now you had, I think, Kansas City. You see when Kansas City won their Super Bowl, it was like everything kept circling around with the AFL. They had some type of disaster happen in Kansas City around that time of the year too, and that's how
it was 100th year of the NFL as well.
Yep. So it's like everything that all these world events, everything always is tied into sports. They always connected to, and like I said, people just don't kind of understand it because they get caught up. It's like I said, you got a difference between fandom and being a fan. So most of their fandom is what guides them into being confused on what's actually going on because, like I said, they just want to fuss and argue with you because it's my favorite team and this and that. But you don't even realize is that everybody is just reading the same script to give y'all entertainment on television because y'all getting drawn into this shit.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And yeah, especially a lot of fans, since they have a history cheering for this team, so it's programmed in their head that, the Niners game is on, I should watch it and cheer for my team. It's like it's an automatic trigger. They don't even, question it or anything like that.
Because it's like I've been in these sports groups on Facebook, and it's like everybody come tag me, when my team lost or whatever, and I was like, I'll just be sitting up there laughing because even when the team lost, I was like, well, I'm calling almost every play how it's gonna be played out, and I'm like, okay, so I'm just like I said, I listen to everything that the announcers are saying when the games are on, so I already know how it's gonna go. So I'm like, oh, okay, so yeah, they're gonna give up on this play. Oh, okay, yeah, so this is gonna happen. I said, well, okay, this is weird. How this is going on? That don't make no sense. Okay. So I'm just looking at when they go by the past history when they play these teams, and like I said, everything goes together along with the real events. So you could kind of tell what's gonna happen. And just like how every team is gonna start off the year when they're gonna be like, oh, this team is getting hot, and then all of a sudden this team start losing. Then it's like you already know who's going to be, they already got it ironed out who's going to have a bad record. Most of these teams that are just bad, they don't really too much fuck with them with the script. But when they try to, trying to switch it up a little bit, they're gonna make this first team become good again. Just like I said, they did Cincinnati and they did Cleveland.
Yeah, it's a cycle.
Mm-hmm. So they got to kind of draw everybody into it to make some money, especially like if this team is not making they can't sell tickets out, they can't, you know what I'm saying, not create enough revenue. So what they do is they got to put the script in and they say, oh, we're gonna make this team build up more money, and we're gonna have the fans so people, get excited to see the team finally have a winning season, just like they did the Raiders when they moved to Vegas. So they knew the Raiders was trash the last few years in Oakland, so he moving to Vegas was really last year. It kind of, I think, offset a little bit because of all that shit that happened. But I think this year, I already know when John Madden died, they had that was like a tribute they gave him by having the Raiders make the playoffs. But everybody thought the Raiders were gonna probably make it to the Super Bowl, but it wasn't gonna go that way.
Because I know a lot of people talking about the Bucs and Raiders was gonna be the Super Bowl matchup because they're looking at everything with the Raiders, the John Gruden connection, the Antonio Brown connection, all that stuff.
Yep. But I was saying, like, with Madden,
Brady.
I was like, they was saying it was the 85th year and stuff like that. But I already knew that they were gonna knock him off before the end of the year. So everybody, like I said, most of these people and a lot of these players that died just randomly, like, I'm gonna go for instance when I go back to when LSU played Clemson in the national championship game. Clemson had 3 former players that died mysteriously. Then you had LSU. They had a few former players that died off too. And then they said, they had the Tiger Man when he died. So all this shit came together, and that's why they called it the Year of the Tiger, when it was already set up for LSU versus Clemson. And just like they did Alabama versus Georgia. Now anybody could have seen that when you got Georgia, another team that got the G on their helmet, which represents masonry, you already knew the storyline was Georgia hadn't won a national title since 1985 or some shit like that.
1980, yeah, it was like 42 years since they last natty.
Yep. So you already figured what was going to happen this year because they already had to put a storyline that they lost to Alabama in the first round, and then it was going to play them again. It was already set up for the
revenge game. Yeah,
to get their revenge. It was already, what I'm saying, the whole script started going into play more towards the fourth quarter when Alabama just did some crazy ass plays, threw picks and fumbled the ball, and then all of a sudden you had a pick 6 to seal the game up. I said, this shit was just like, man, shit was just too perfectly lined out how the shit was gonna go.
Yeah, and their last matchup in the national championship was like 4 years and 2 days ago. I was like, there's the 42 again.
But I think honestly, it's a wrap for Saban for getting any more rings. I think he got about 7. He got 7.
Well, yeah, 6. Yeah, 7.
Yeah, so I think it's to the point where they're gonna probably do like the public shaming ritual to him, because I think that was just part of it when they lost to Georgia, and I don't think they're gonna really make it back. Because, like I said, it's like you at a certain point when they use you, what you can do is like they're doing Tom Brady. I guarantee you, I don't see him going back to the Super Bowl. But I see after this year or whatever, if he do come back, they're gonna have it where the Bucs are gonna have a bad year and have Brady looking bad when he retired, because this is what they do. It's like you got to pay the price for getting all this stuff that they're giving to you, and it's not. And at the end of the day. It's a hefty price to pay for all this,
So they gotta shame you about the league.
Exactly, and that's why I don't even think he's gonna make it. You know how they debt rituals and stuff go. Like, I don't even think Brady gonna make it to 50. If he do make it to 50, it might cut him off. Even like LeBron, I think they gonna have him there just till his son come in the league, and I don't really see him making it out of his 40s. They might knock him off like they did Kobe around the same age or whatever.
Yeah, since he's such an iconic athlete and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, someone asked about the Packers. What are my thoughts on the Packers? That's a team I'm watching closely that could very well go to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And the AFC already got Kansas City.
Yep, but see, it's like And then to me, it's like you gotta watch for the Titans too, because they could slip in the Titans and give you, that too. But like I think it's gonna probably be Kansas City versus Tennessee for the AFC Championship game, and yeah, Kansas City might go return, and you just have it because you already know when Packers played in Dallas Stadium last time they had won.
That was when they played the Steelers.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I said I think they pulled that on everybody because they already, like I said, if Dallas would have been the number one seed, then I would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, they're gonna probably go along with that script. But they switched it up because when I'm having Green Bay be number one, and they already said, anytime you got a WrestleMania event somewhere, that team is gonna make the playoffs and possibly be in the Super Bowl. But they already knew everybody was going with that storyline saying, oh, Dallas is gonna get that far because Dallas was looking so good in the regular season, scoring about 30-some points a game. They were just drawing. That was to draw everybody into the storyline, but the storyline was already set to have Green Bay, make it that far.
Yeah. I know what the Titans, they have that young Dolph connection too.
Yep. Because as soon as they beat, I think the last game when Dolph got killed, I think that was like right after they had beat the Saints, and then that following week, that's when young Dolph got killed.
Yeah.
And
Damn, he said in Dak Prescott white. Nah. Hell nah. He light bright.
yeah, all this shit, like I said, all this shit is just so pre-planned out. But like I said, as long as people just keep buying into it with their fandom, they get away with it. But it's like I hear people tell me like, man, I'm so upset. This team lost. I'm about to throw the TV screen, throw the TV ad down on the ground, and I'm just so upset that this team just got me all bent out of shape and shit like that. I'm like, okay. I'm like, but you still, like I said, you doing all this, your energy to these people. I said, but at the end of the day, they still getting paid, just to act. So I mean, you gotta kind of like live your life outside of this shit.
Yeah. Like what they do if they win or lose shouldn't dictate how your mood is for the rest of the day. Like, oh man, I'm pissed. The Ravens lost. Oh my god, I'm depressed for the rest of the day. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm. And it's like I said, it's just like, and then another thing is that you think you're working hard all your life from Pee Wee League all the way to from high school, going to college, and you just think you're gonna be this star that your family, your dad will tell you, build you up to say, oh, so you're gonna be this big major star, go play sports and do this and do that, and you get into the league and you like, what the fuck is this? When you looking at a script and it's already predetermined, your wins and the losses, and what you got to do, take a dive and all this other shit, which is crazy. I had I'm gonna give you an example. I had one former Saints player. His name was Kyrie Robinson. I used to talk with him on Twitter. So he broke down to me a lot of this shit, just like Larry Johnson would do on Twitter, how he was breaking down the scripts and stuff in football, how everything go, who takes a dive, this and that. And Kyrie Robinson was basically telling me the same shit. He says a lot of the teams get this, the coaches already get the book on how many wins and losses going to go throughout the season. So that's already predetermined. Every player, that star player who makes the most money, they already know what's going to happen. The players who's not making them that much money, they're lost because they don't. It is like they thinking they're working so hard doing this and doing that, but at the end of the day, it's like they gotta go along with the script, and that's what's like it's kind of heartbreaking because they want to say something, but they know if they do, what I'm saying, they're gonna get blackballed and all this other dumb shit. They're gonna come
That's
with
they
all these different
pension.
allegations.
That's future business connections. All that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said, "Do you think they botched the Bengals game?" I don't think they botched that one.
I mean, like they had to try to make it, and then they try to make an example out of the referee. Talking about he's, the black referee, he's not gonna be able to referee in them old games. But they had to make a scapegoat out of somebody. But I
And
think
that
it
was the
was,
obvious choice.
yeah, I think it was. It was already scripted to play that way because, like I said, they had to have the storyline with Joe Burrow coming back. Joe Burrow being there for Cincinnati, and Cincinnati finally being able to win from that 31-year curse.
Mm-hmm.
And
But yeah, that's just something to make you think that the league is real when they start suspending refs and shit like that. Excuse me.
And look, it was so obvious today, even with the score for Tampa Bay in Philadelphia. Philadelphia scored 15, and Tampa Bay scored 31. And for Brady about to turn 46 years old.
Hmm. Wow, that's funny.
Bro, this shit just too. It's just too predictable. You can even do this shit without using gematria, but you could just look at this shit and just kind of like, I'm creating my own script to this shit, and it's so easy to figure out how they do it. It's like they can't really hide it no more because they trying to decode it, but it don't work. Just like when they had, I think it was that year they did a commercial when they were showing the Patriots having the Super Bowl. They had to hurry and pull that shit off. I think that's when they were playing Seattle. They pulled that commercial. They mistakenly made that commercial showing the Patriots already had the caps and everything on, and they tried to flash that commercial so fast. But I caught on to that shit, and I was
I didn't
like,
hear about that commercial.
Oh fuck no!
So wait, when did this commercial drop again?
I think it was that year. What was it? I think the last Super Bowl when they played. I don't know if it was Seattle or Atlanta. I can't remember. Last year Brady was there and the Patriots went there and they won the Super Bowl.
Oh, it's on when they played the Rams?
Yeah.
Because that was the last one with the Patriots.
Yeah. So they had the commercial. They showed the commercial with the Patriots already winning with the championship hats on. And they showed it so fast because they fucked up doing that, but they already showed it.
Shit, I ain't hear about that one. Now that's something I need to find that commercial.
Yeah, bro. So you know what? But it was like I think it was like more towards the second quarter, some shit. They showed that commercial, and like it showed it. Like I said, they showed it so fast. But I saw the whole glimpse of it. But it was crazy because I went on I think I went on the Bleacher Report, and I saw a lot of people that was talking about that too. So it was like. And so they're already showing the Patriots won the Super Bowl, and anything nobody caught on to it. But it was just a handful of people that seen it, but everybody else didn't pay attention to it. But I'm like, I'm watching this shit because you had Brady, it was Brady and Grump, and I think one of the McCarthy's, the cornerbacks, they was celebrating with the hats and the shirts on already.
Wait, how did they have them already celebrating if it's supposed to be live though?
Because most of this stuff is like they already got it pre-scripted before the game starts. So you already know, like if they play the most of the players, they'll do a video, whatever, to show you who's gonna win this game and stuff like that. So sometimes I start thinking like, is most of these games really simulated? What we watching already happened already? Because that shit kind of like weird. Because like how you already had these people celebrating a victory and nobody, you know what I'm saying, and it's still going on. Something was just odd about that to me.
No, I'm trying to figure out is like in the commercial, are they on the field?
Yeah,
when
like
they had the camera
room.
shot, they was already on the football field with the confetti and stuff, or what?
No, they was in the locker room.
Oh, okay, I got you. I was thinking it was on the field. I was like, how the hell they do this on the field? Okay, I got you now. That makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah, they was in the locker room with the bottles of champagne and everything.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense then.
I don't know if you could probably find it on YouTube if they didn't take it down, but like I said, it was like everybody was talking about that. It was like, well, how they already got who was gonna win the game, and the way the Rams was playing, the Rams was just like they was scoring like the Rams was like averaging almost 30-some points a game, and they played, and all of a sudden they only averaged they only was able to score with 3 or 6 points. That shit just don't add up because. You know what I'm saying? It's like these teams really got to take a dive, and look stupid, to kind of fit this narrative. But you know what I'm saying? It's just that it's the games that they play with these people.
Yeah.
Shit, they, a lot of people don't get that, the NFL is just the way they run, it's just a business because almost like a pyramid scheme type of business because everybody will say, well, this team owns this team and shit. But at the end of the day, each owner is still getting paid for each team because they can remove an owner from the team and they gonna appoint anybody else they want in that position. So at the end of the day, whether your team is on, Jerry owns Dallas, he's still getting paid for all 31 teams that's in this league.
Mm-hmm. So
And
he
this
can
is,
see
and,
on
that's
the
why that
Rams and
Rooney
Niners.
rule is bullshit, because they already know which coaches they're going to appoint for each team. They got to create a narrative, be like, oh, we're going to put this. Oh, Mike, like I said right now, Mike Thomason is the only black coach in the league right now, and they fired all the other coaches. But y'all got to create this narrative to try to get everybody emotions off high and stuff. So now it's like, well, this team is going to go ahead and do the token interview, talking to this black coach, but they already know who they're gonna go with. Just like when Jacksonville had interviewed Caldwell, Eric Bieniemy last year, and they wound up hiring Urban
Taking
Meyer.
Urban Meyer.
Yeah, so it's already determined who's gonna come coach these teams and stuff. It's like we gotta just create the chaos to stir everybody up. I think it's a racial thing, but it's really not. It's just like I said, it's just a business of scheming.
And I mean, with the black coach, you got to think about it's kind of a cycle too. You see, it's so predictable when a team's in rebuilding, and then the whole time they're losing in their rebuild, they always got the black coach, and then as soon as they hire the white coach, they suddenly turn around. They can go to the playoffs the next year, and shit, they might win a Super Bowl the next year.
Yep, that's a prime example of what they did to Miami. Miami's been in the rebuilding phase, and every the last couple of years, they had a winning season. They went 8-8, and then this year they went 9-8. So then they went and fired the coach, which didn't make no sense. So now they're gonna probably put like some high profile white coach over there, and he's gonna be like, oh yeah, he turned his team around, but you already inherited a team that this coach, this black coach already had built up already. So that's just that's the dance that they played, like they did in Tampa Bay that year with Tony Dungy and John Gruden. So they fired Tony Dungy and they put John Gruden there and said that, oh, John Gruden got this team looking good and stuff like that. But realistically, he should have just gave that ring to Tony Dungy because that was his team that he built.
Yeah, that's like what they did with Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
Exact same
Mark
thing.
Jackson.
Yep, Mark Jackson should have got a ring, but instead he covering every single finals game. That's kind of a punch in the face when you think about it. You are literally covering the team that you helped build. Watching them hoist the trophy, three times?
Mm-hmm. And though, bro, it's like, and most of these niggas will listen to what Kyrie was saying, that you take all your money combined together, and then y'all can go and start your own league and stuff like that. But you got the bum James and all them that do the infiltrating to try to stop all that, because he's being a lapdog. He's got to be the one to push the narrative of like, oh, you got to be on, you got to play the good guy, bad cop. So he got to be the one that's got to distract everybody from trying to progress and do stuff like that. But like I'm saying, like all this money they have, you can go and start your own NFL, start your own NBA, and you can have it where you can hire majority of our coaches are black coaches and things like that, because you basically just taking it one up to them, because there's no competition. We have no competition because NFL, NBA, it eliminate everything because of all the revenue and stuff like that. But it's like if you take a chance to try to do your own thing, it's like a lot of these niggas just too scared to do that shit because they're afraid of losing endorsement deals and all this other shit. But don't complain about lockouts and all this other shit when you have the resources right in front of you to do your own thing.
Damn, that's funny. Said Nickelodeon literally played a best play ever clip of the first ever Hail Mary play. Cowboys in 75 before the last play that the ref botched. That's funny as hell.
Yeah, you remember last year when they showed they did a Nickelodeon thing, and I forgot what team that was playing. No, they had the Saints in Chicago was playing when they had Nickelodeon on there. And I was like, since when did Nickelodeon, get involved with the NFL and all this other stuff? That shit was so goofy how they did that though. But it was like I forgot. Like I said, it was all a part of the missionary ritual because Nickelodeon, all of them is owned by Viacom, which is CBS and stuff. So that kind of makes sense.
And get them younger and younger too. Get the fans early, putting all this like SpongeBob on the field, having slime, all this stuff. It's funny they still can't stop players from cussing though. That's the funniest thing ever.
Right.
It's like the Nickelodeon game. Yeah, Cordell Patterson saying, "Man, fuck" in the game last season. This one, who was it? I think was it Nick Bosa? Somebody dropped like the F bomb in the middle of that. No, I think it was Kittle. Yeah, in this game.
Yeah. Yep.
That always makes me happy. just cuss on
that shit was funny.
That was funny as hell.
Hey, bro, look, I had somebody was telling me, he said, he's a scout for the San Diego Padres team. But he told me, he said, we were talking, and he said, NFL and NBA is so easy to script, and just like the hockey is too. And I was trying to tell him, I said, well, baseball is not that hard not to script because they do have, they do put magnets in those baseballs. And then they also have it where, just like when Houston won that year in the World Series, that was already scripted. Then you had just how when the Yankees played them, I forgot when the pitcher just threw that random ball, he did a home run. I was like, oh, I said, yep, that's a walk-off home run. I'm like, yep, I said that was scripted. So it's like they script every sport. There's no sport has been safe from not being scripted.
Facts. NASCAR, baseball, tennis, golf got the magnet in the or you can just outright control a golf ball on top of that. As far as the baseball, I've always that's the one I always wondered if they had something in the foul poles. Because the number of times the baseball actually hit the foul pole never made sense. For as big of an area, that the ball could possibly land. Like how the hell does it hit the foul pole this many damn times?
I know, but that's kind of crazy. But I just know, I know they put the magnets in the ball, just like they do basketball, and they put magnets in the balls, and they put a magnet on that on the rim. So it was oh man, Curry hitting on these threes and shit like that. But if you notice, like I said, the way he shoot the ball and stuff, and this is why when they throw the ball, might throw the ball into the stands, and they got to get that ball right back because they have magnets in the balls.
Yeah, that's the one that killed it for me was the NBA. As far as just the mask, because everything's predicated on the three now. The only thing that'll really get me hype as far as basketball now is slam dunks. There's no magnets gonna help you jump 6 feet in the air or whatever, posterize somebody. Nah, dude just got like John Morant. Dude got hops. I saw the one where he blocked it, but he straight up went up and grabbed. I was like, holy shit, that's a point guard.
Right. That shit was crazy. Cause I figured that out when like I said, that playoff game when Damian Lillard shot that the three at the last minute, and you could just watch and see how the ball was going. I'm like, this shit is crazy.
Yeah, it hooked left, but they indoors, and basketballs don't do that.
Right. And then when you just showed that one of the little clips you did, and you were showing in that Knicks game, when the guy just threw the ball right back at him, bro.
PJ Tucker just looks at him.
Man, that shit was too funny.
Hell, I knew dudes when I was playing basketball in high school that would roll up with the book and everything, roll up a blunt in the locker room and everything. They wouldn't do no dumb shit like that in the game. You can't even explain that shit.
That's what led me to believe it was well, I didn't even think at first. I knew when they started with the professional teams, I knew that it was rigging when I learned that part. But then I had to learn how they was doing it in college because it starts from college too. And then it's I'm starting to think now. I started thinking that they do it in high school.
Yep. Comment. I don't know about high school, but this comment right here, yeah, this goes back to I was talking to someone who worked for Arkansas. He's talking about the only thing they practice as far as plays go is scoring plays. That's what they call them. So every time, say, I'm going to use the Steelers and Chiefs, for example. So every time Kansas City scored, Pittsburgh was practicing. The practice squad for Pittsburgh was running those plays. So it was always a guarantee that they were going to happen. So they didn't practice hitting, because I mean, obviously, you don't want players getting hurt in practice on some dumb shit anyway. But yeah, like
Right.
all that shit.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. And it's like I said, they already got the script. They get the script before the season starts. So when you said they got these private practices and stuff like that, they're already reading the script on who's gonna play. You know what I'm saying? Like what's how you gonna lay down to this team and how the final score is gonna go. It never fails. So even when they'll tell you Vegas put the line and say that this team is gonna have a win by 5.5 points or some shit like that, they always gotta kind of play close to that whatever Vegas is setting on the line. So now you can open up now so you can start betting on the teams and stuff, but people have been doing that before that. They just had to make it more kind of try to change it up a little bit because they knew people like us was catching on to the script. So now we're gonna just open it up and say, you can come bet on these games and stuff. It's legal to do all this shit now. But everybody been doing this shit.
Yeah, this shit ain't even. This ain't even like the fact they ain't even try to hide it anymore.
Nope.
Like it's just bad.
And another eye opener was when they had all the players, in the NBA, when everybody had to go play in Disney. And you already know Disney is the support of ESPN, with all the Mason ritual stuff too.
The 666 in the Disney font and everything, yeah.
Yep. So it was like when everybody was playing in the bubble, it was, to me, it really felt like all these games was already simulated. And it was like you thinking everything was live. But I think all these games was already simulated, and we were just watching you playing, because it really looked like he was watching the playing NBA 2K where they had the fake crowd, the video game type of crowd in the audience.
Oh yeah, like the little board where it's like that's which was so dumb. You have to pay to be at the game, and it's like you sitting in your living room watching. It's like, bro, you paid money to be at the game, bro. Come on, just to say you was on TV.
And
there's far easier ways to getting on TV.
And it did the same thing with WWE. So they was paying, people had to pay to have their showing their face in the stands. So they was doing the same shit. They were copying from there. And I'm just like, I started putting, like I said, you gotta put two and two together, that everything that's from wrestling also predetermines what goes on in football and basketball. This is what they do. And that's why they say they even had it where the NFL basically said that in 2012 that it was sports entertainment. So you put entertainment with anything that's on the sports, that's basically telling you everything is already scripted. But a lot of it went over people's heads because they don't really show it enough. So they just got, the National Football League. But if you look at this shit, you see that everything is red and blue on the NFL. And they give you two different conferences, AFC and NFC. When you look at those two different colors, what that remind you of?
Masonic lodges. Same with the Bloods and the Crips.
Yep.
NBA, East versus West. What they got, red and blue.
Yep.
Think about video game covers. It's the same shit.
Yep. And when you go to boxing matches, you got red and blue, the red and blue corners.
UFC, same thing.
Yep.
What's another one? You ever seen the cover? I think there's multiple covers, but you seen the covers to Power Book 2? Like the way Tariq has his hands? And then there's another one where it's like blue light on one side, red on the other side. I'm like,
yep.
Which, I mean, Tariq been in movies and shit since he was a kid anyway. I think he was in one with Common as a kid. So
yeah.
He was like raised up in that shit.
Yep. He was already chosen to, they already choose him when they be in different roles and stuff like that. They just run from a bloodline with how they normally do it.
Yeah, it's like Cedric Wilson. His dad went to UT, played for the Steelers back in the day. Really wasn't even that long ago. What was it, like 2007? I think it was his last year.
Yep.
So what was it that like woke you up to all this? Like what one moment in sports was just like, wait a minute, this don't make sense? It made you dig a little bit deeper.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when for the longest, when even up to when the Saints won the Super Bowl, I was still bought into it. But then I started thinking about, when after they won the Super Bowl, Then they had to come up with this bounty gate because it was the following year. I think they had the census on, the ones who was hosting the Super Bowl, and they already knew that team that the Saints had. That team was built to go back to back to make it to the Super Bowl, and they knew that's why they had to come up with this bounty gate story, and they had to suspend Sean Payton. And everybody was like, that's rigged. That don't make no sense, and this and that. And I was kind of like, well, some ain't right, but I'm still gonna go along with it. So I really wasn't too woke into that part of really happened from there. But I think what happened afterwards, I think the following season, and I started reading to more of the storylines of what was going on. Then I started thinking to myself, I was sitting with my homie when we was like, some of these players are taking off and this and that don't look right. It's like, why is he doing this? We started thinking like, this is scripted. It's scripted. We was like, we weren't too sure of it. But, like I said, once I got more into a little bit more gematria with it, that's what kind of got me a little more alert on how sports was rigged and stuff. But, what I'm saying? So after that, I just started doing more of my own research on it and seeing how, you go back and watch some of these old plays and stuff, these games and stuff, and you can see that a lot of these players are just really taking dives and it don't make no sense. Like, why is you doing this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. But like I said, I also recommend people, if y'all get a chance, if you're on Twitter, follow Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson tells you everything from the time he played in college till he was playing with the Chiefs, how everything was going, how everybody took a dive, all this other shit and stuff. He used to get up, he couldn't when they pulled all this, made all these storylines and stuff on him because they got to make an example out of you, for public shaming.
Yeah, especially if you speak out and do all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you how they do boxing too. Boxing, they have where every person that's boxing, they got to get the when you're the ref, you have to when you're the judge, you got to score it 9-10. No matter how bad that boxer is, you still got to give him like each round. If you giving the one that's dominating, you got to give him a high score. But then you still have to get the one that look bad. You still have to give him a high score to win a round.
Yeah, to keep him around and stuff like that.
Yep. But most of the time, they're already told before the fight starts who's going to take a dive and how much money you're going to get paid. So if you got this fighter looking all kind of, he was just knocking niggas out every fight, and then all of a sudden, he getting paid a certain amount of money. He looking bad, so that they gotta, he took that dive. And sometimes they'll find the worst boxer to make him look good. In actuality, like I said, the punches and stuff is real, but like I said, how they judge stuff and everything, that's the setup how they do it.
Just to try to keep it close as long as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's
a whole scripted matrix world that we live in. And like I said, I don't know how anybody can't see it, that everything is being, it's not real. Like I said, it's a whole simulation. It's like just kind of like take your energy, stop supporting it, and people stop going to the games and stuff. Like, this shit is crazy to me. Like, you got people sitting in what, -5-degree weather. You out there rooting for these teams and shit.
Ass off.
Yeah, and it's like, it just don't make no sense. It's crazy. It's just,
I know whenever I go to like Tennessee games, if it was cold like that, I was going home. I was not finna sit around. Even back when I thought the shit was real, I was like, nah, bro. It's too windy. I can't feel my forehead. Nah, it ain't it. I didn't have long hair either, so it was really cold.
Mm-hmm. And you remember that game they had? I think it was Kaepernick last year, and when they went to play in Green Bay, and it was with -0. I think -5.
Where you talking about? Was it San Fran or I swear it was somebody else when they were playing in Green Bay? It was cold as hell. I swear it was like Seattle and Green Bay or something.
No, I'm talking about that year. Frisco went to the Super Bowl when they played the Ravens.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, now I do remember the game you're talking about.
and they had to go to Green Bay, and they never won. That they were saying Frisco never won in negative type of weather or whatever, and I think it was like -4, -3 degrees out there, and that was like the people was really out there watching that shit with the frozen, with the whole turf was just like ice. So what I'm saying, it was like this shit was just, and then it was already like a big blizzard and stuff. But I'm like, these people are really out here risking their life watching this shit.
Yeah, and then you think about the drive to the stadium. Like,
Mm-hmm.
fuck that shit. I don't care if you are from the north and it's supposedly it's easier to drive because you're used to it. Yeah, nah. Those aren't the conditions for me.
Exactly. Oh, but I'm gonna tell you another thing too that got me woken up on that script. When it's the 2 Super Bowls. All right, so when the Ravens played the 49ers, and you saw how the the 49ers was kicking the Ravens ass and everything. Now all of a sudden you got
Other
a
way around.
blackout in the dome.
Yeah. That was one of those I started to question too. Like, I knew Roger Goodell had something to do with that because he was on the field talking to players and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, just watch San Francisco gonna come back and make this a game.
Mm-hmm.
And hell, they should have won that game.
Right.
Because Baltimore got away with that PI on that last play.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then I know everybody knew when they did that Atlanta versus New England game, when New England came back the way they came, and I think, like they say, Julio Jones had fucked up. He fucked up on the script because that last play, he couldn't put that score the touchdown. That's why Matt Ryan was kind of upset at him because that wasn't how the script was put that went.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, anybody could have seen, even like when they had Atlanta on New England scored that last touchdown, the game wasn't even over. Like, he didn't even go over the line, and they called a touchdown.
Yeah. That game, that game as a whole, like, you knew they was gonna come back anyway. I don't even remember specifically what the announcer said for that not Ravens, but Falcons Patriots game.
Mm-hmm.
But I just knew like they're not gonna have Tom Brady go out like that.
Oh, hell no, hell no. And that's why they made it for the Brady rule and all this other shit. But I knew when they started, even like, I don't know why I didn't really think about it when they started that Brady rule when Kansas City had played them. I forgot who that was that had hit him, and he had tore his ACL or some shit like that, and that's why they made that Brady rule where they you couldn't hit the quarterback low.
Yeah.
And then they did, then they had the tuck rule when they Raiders game against the Patriots and stuff like that. So
Get him his first Super Bowl ring.
Mm-hmm. And it kind of like, they already started that. That's when they were trying to start everything with this, basically showing you it was scripted, and it was like, oh, the Patriots got caught cheating and stuff like that, filming stuff. But it was like this shit.
That's all fake too.
Yeah, it's like they never showed the video of how this shit happened.
Exactly. That's a good point.
Never showed it. So then they said the Colts, when they played the Colts that year, the Colts was I think that's the last year Andrew Luck was there, and they were saying like, oh, the Patriots was filming all the Colts I guess they play books and stuff. They filmed that. Then during the regular season, they said they came back and said that, oh yeah, the Patriots was videoing the Bengals working out with their plays and stuff. So I was like, where was the videos to show proof for all this bullshit that was going on?
Yeah. Like, the only proof of anything like that was the one where it was like the Patriots about to play the Bengals, and they were called like filming their shit, and the Bengals sucked that year, so it was like, what is the point in that?
Right. That shit never made no sense to me. But but they started the whole Patriots dynasty was at the 9/11 because, like they say, everybody had to be patriotic. So this is why they started the things with the Patriots.
Patriot Act, all that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think a lot of people really realize all these ritual sacrifices that Brady was responsible for, because he still was responsible for the tight end on Aaron Hernandez. He was responsible for him. That was a ritual death for him. That's why the Patriots won that same year when he got charged for that killing and killed himself, they said. Then, just like they said leading up to last year, when Tampa Bay won. They had Vincent Jackson got killed in a hotel. Then you had Terry Glenn, he got killed. Then you had, the Sandy Hook thing. All this shit was connected to Tom Brady and them winning something. So for each, like I said, for everything that they give you, this is why I'm saying it's like the ritual death when they knock them off. This is why it's going to be something real bad because they didn't use you as much as they can. So now when we get rid of you, we just gonna dog your ass out. We're gonna embarrass you, just like they did Drew Brees in that last game. Now that shit was too fucking funny because when the Saints was beating them, the Saints beat them twice that year. And I already kind of figured in my head, I said, well, third time the charm, they're gonna have Tampa Bay win that game. But they had it where the Saints was leading the game in the first half, and all of a sudden in that fourth quarter, they got Drew Brees just making these little stupid ass throws to the cornerback.
Yeah.
Two back-to-back, 2 series back-to-back interceptions. I'm like, I said, oh yeah, this is how the script about to unfold. You can see in Drew Brees' eyes, he didn't really want to do that shit, but he had to do it because he had to go with the script. This shit was, like I said, it was just too funny how this shit went down, and it made him, and they embarrassed him and made him retire.
Yeah, Kevin had a good comment. He said there was a commercial, which I saw this commercial today. About Brady getting traded. It was a stocks ad. But he said he could see Brady getting traded to end career in San Fran because he think he grew up a San Francisco fan.
Yeah, but I thought he grew up in Michigan. No, he's from California. Yeah, he's from Cali.
Yeah, it was San Mateo. But yeah, there's like some weird shit with his commercial. That's like, remember last year? They had the commercial with Brady telling Gronk to join the team, be gonna win the Super Bowl and all that stuff that they aired like right before the game. Yeah.
Yep. And I believe that his wife is a witch.
Yeah, he just straight up said it.
And it was basically saying that she might be, I don't know how you can say it, but it might not be a woman.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. He's got a very strong jawline, very strong jawline.
Allegedly, though.
Yeah, allegedly.
But yeah, he's like, man, this shit, like, bro, it's like, man, you could just like the code all every year. You could the code how they're gonna just put every team out from the first game until. But it's like I said, I be in these sports groups on my Facebook, and it be the same people every year with this fandom, how they acting, and it's like, oh, my team doing this. Then it's like, oh, when something happened during the game, well, that's why that happened. I ain't worried about that. It's crazy. We ain't worried about it. But it's like y'all saying it, but y'all still believing that this shit is real. I just can't. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, they put it right in front of you. Like, I don't know what more could they do. They put the silver platter right in front of you, what they're doing. And
they tell you the first so many plays are scripted. Like, I don't know how that one people don't pick up on.
And as soon as you tell them, after you do your research, then everybody want to shoot you down like you crazy. But I'm like, are we watching the same thing? I'm like, you can't see this?
Bro, you'll be amazed at the excuses people will make up for how this shit is real. Like, I had a TikTok of the Florida receiver who's wide ass open in Kentucky. Doesn't have anyone on him twice. He scores on both plays. And then one of them is an obvious mistake. Like twice in one game, one time deep in the red zone. How is that a mistake if that's the second time doing it? Like,
right.
Like, come on, bro. These are D1 coaches in the SEC.
It is, like I said, it don't make no sense. And that's why, and then another week, I started seeing how college football was scripted when they had that year Alabama made it back to the playoffs, back to the national championship game when LSU already had beat them that year. So how you had, after Saban was bitching and yelling about trying to get back, they got screwed and all this other shit, and y'all just let them randomly come back and play against LSU again and win it all. That shit right there showed me how, this shit was so scripted. And you had the same teams every year in the college football playoffs. Every year you always got Alabama. That's always there. I'm just kind of like, this the first year they didn't have Ohio State there and they didn't have Clemson there. But
Mm-hmm.
it's always going to be Alabama in there for some strange reason.
Oklahoma's another one that always seems to hover around in the playoffs where they always get beat the fuck down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's like this year, well, we got to put some new blood in there. But everybody was going with the storyline with Michigan because Michigan had after they had beat Ohio State, and that's
The
when they
shooting.
had that shooting in Michigan, and then they had, after everybody had that thought that Michigan was going to go all the way, but
Mm-hmm.
I kind of knew it was a snag in there because it was pulling. When they said they had the storyline, when they kept saying something about with Georgia and all this other stuff, because Georgia had made it there. Georgia had made it up there like about 4 times, and I knew some kind of way they was gonna have Georgia on that game play, and Georgia shut them down the way they did. I already knew that that's the script they was going with because they had to have Michigan finally get there because Harbaugh been there for so long, and they had to have it like, oh, they was gonna fire him the following season if he didn't do it. But now he beat Ohio State and they made it to the college football, so now they're gonna keep him there. So they
Yeah,
had to make
Michigan
that
football's
storyline.
back officially,
Mm-hmm.
like they said.
Yep. So they had to make that storyline to get out. Like they say, all the people hopes and dreams are all drawn into it. So and for a big letdown, like they always do.
Mm-hmm. So who do you have winning the Super Bowl this year?
Like I said, it could go either way, but I'm putting Green Bay in there, and I'm putting the Chiefs.
Kansas City Green Bay, that State Farm Bowl.
Yep, they didn't get the State Farm Bowl last year, so they got to put it this year because everybody was thinking that was gonna happen.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. But like I said, you can't, ignore Tampa Bay either. They got the old Golden Boy over there.
But see, that's the thing I'm saying is that they gotta, they're not gonna allow Brady to get no 8 rings. I don't think that's gonna be possible. So they gotta create that storyline. So they're gonna have either I think with the Rams or the Cardinals. I think the Cards gonna win tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Because if you look at the storyline, they're already showing that the Cards is 8-1 on the road, and the Rams only beat them once. They beat them on the road. So they're gonna go that storyline with the Cards beating the Rams, and then the Cards playing on Tampa Bay, and they're gonna take Brady out that way, or like I said, they might either way it go, he's not gonna make it back. So that's gonna be part of his public shaming, and then they're gonna probably make him come back another year, or like I said, he might retire this year. But either way it go, if he do come back next year, Tampa Bay's gonna have a bad year.
I do believe either this year or next year's Brady's last year. I don't see him playing like 3 years down the line at this point.
Right, right.
And I
That's
do
why.
remember them hitting at Arizona and Green Bay meeting up in the playoffs too when they had that
Mm-hmm.
Thursday night football game. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very possible.
Because the oldest quarterback that was playing before Brady, was on Vinny Testaverde, and he was playing for Baltimore, and I think he was what 44, 45 or something like that, and he retired I think the following year. So this is why I think what they're gonna say now, Brady is the old. They had to have Brady being the oldest quarterback in the league, so they had to break that record. So I think that's like I said. I don't think they're gonna let him get to the point where he's gonna be 47. Like I said, if they let him play again next year be the last year for him. But like I said, after that, I think like I said, they're gonna give him a public shaming because I don't see him winning anymore the way he played. Of course, he was gonna beat the Eagles, but I mean after that, I don't see him going back to the Super Bowl.
I feel you on that. So Mahomes just said we're gonna get back, get that revenge, get that win.
Yeah, but that shit was
Interesting.
so funny though. That shit was funny as hell last year when they had how the Chiefs lost. That game was just like it was really too much like playing Madden the way that shit went down.
He ran backwards, throwing across his body for no reason the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, bro.
Because it
It's
was
like
no
there's
way in
plenty of games
hell.
we seen him light it up.
Right. It was no way in hell Tampa Bay defense was that elite to slow them down like that. No
Thomas
way in
said the
hell the
Raiders.
defense was that elite to slow them down like that. And that's why I was like, I was laughing. And just the way, like I said, and the way Tampa Bay had beat on Green Bay that last game, that shit didn't make no sense how that shit happened. And you know, and it was like, WrestleMania was in Tampa, and then like, yep, you already knew when soon as Brady came that he was gonna have him where Tampa Bay was gonna go to the Super Bowl with him.
Tampa Bay Rays went to the World Series that year along with the Tampa Bay Lightning, who won the Stanley Cup.
Yep. And they had some type of disaster happen in Florida that year too.
What disaster?
I think they. Well, I know they always get hurricanes and stuff, but I think they they had a bad hurricane that year. Last year.
Oh well, they have bad hurricanes in Florida every year though, which it seems. With Bobby Gematria. Dwayne said they didn't botch all of them. The refs would have fixed it. That last one definitely seemed like a botched one. I don't think that Bengals Raiders. I don't think that was botched at all.
I mean, it went along with the script, though. I mean, that's all it was. It went along with the script.
Yeah, they got the outcome they wanted.
Right. I mean, like I said, they had to pull like everybody thought the Raiders was gonna go because of John Madden, but I mean, it just had to give you they had to create a storyline. But like I said, they basically told you how the game was going to go before it started. They kept saying, the Raiders defense in the red zone was good all year. And shit, what happened? Like I said, they had Bengals was at the red zone almost through the whole game.
Yeah, torched their ass.
Right.
Like they ain't want to tackle.
They already played them early in the year in Vegas and beat them. So, like I said, the storyline just went. Like I said, they already gave you the storyline for it. So it's like they don't. Sometimes they'll botch it, but most of the time they say it's a botch because they got to kind of like draw everybody off from the script and make you start thinking. But like I said, I'm watching this. I was watching the whole game that year. I mean, on yesterday, Saturday, and like I said, they was just the way they was talking through the game, and it was like, they said, Jamar Chase, he's just elite. He's elite. He got a good time with Burrow. It was like he you know what I'm saying? It's like it's hard to stop him. And they put him with the with one of the worst cornerbacks that was sticking him, and he was torching his ass.
Yeah, well, like he can look elite all year because, like I said, no one is really ever covering this dude. When he has the ball, that man runs so free. Kunta Kinte would be jealous. I don't know how he has that much freedom and green grass around him when he has the ball. It's ridiculous. I've seen defenders legitimately run away from him when he had the ball.
Yep.
Like, dude went this way, and then when he had it, he ran the complete opposite direction for no reason whatsoever.
Right. And it's like, the players are just standing on the side, just like ran. Like even when I was watching when Frisco had turned the ball over to get through that pick. The wide receiver just like took his hand and took the ball towards the man.
Yeah, like they'd be assisting with it too, yeah.
Right. And I'm like, man, this shit here. I was like, man, they done, like I said, if people listen to what the broadcasters, the announcers are saying, they're going to call the games. They're going to tell you what's going to happen next. Tony Romo is famous for doing that because he tells you the entire script throughout the whole game.
Yeah, he do it so freely too. I'm like, dude, what are you drinking up there, bro? Because you feel way too comfortable dropping all this shit in one game, like. And at this point, it's straight mockery. Now I think about it, like just how much he says it. Actually, him and Jim Nantz, like that's why I like watching their games because they just drop clue after clue after clue. And it's the one time I can really I don't even have to watch it to know what's going on and what's going to happen. I can just listen to them talk, and you gonna know what's gonna happen.
Right. But I can't listen. See, that's the problem. Like I can't listen to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman because it's like watching dry paint when they talk.
Joe Buck with his dry ass jokes.
Yeah, it's like they give some of the hints of what's happening, but it's like that monotone voice they have. I just can't deal with it.
You know what's funny about that shit though is if you ever notice when they pan to them, look at their eyes be bloodshot red as hell. Yeah, you know what they doing in that booth. Especially in that Green Bay weather, that's how they got to stay warm. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And just like even Chris Collinsworth, he'll call the games and stuff. He called the script out too, but it's like most of the time, like I said, like I said, they already gave you the stats that show it on the screen before the game starts, how the team record is, you know what I'm saying? And then you already know how the game gonna go.
Kevin said he still want to know what Washington gonna name their team. I bet it's gonna be some dumb shit. Like, if you were gonna rename the Washington football team, what would you name their mascot?
That's a good question.
Cause I don't know. I would say like, for some reason I still want to say red. I don't know. I feel like the Washington Red Tails got like a nice ring to it or something.
I mean, to be honest, I don't even think. I think they probably just gonna stick with that name right there for a while.
Washington football team. I mean, I don't know. They said they were supposed to announce a team name or something this year, so we'll see. Because Cleveland's the Guardians now, which that don't even sound right at all. The Cleveland Guardians. That sound like one of them, like, in a movie, one of them fake sports teams. Yeah, that's what that sounds like.
Wait, did you say the Browns changed their name?
The Cleveland Indians changed their name to the Cleveland Guardians.
Oh, okay.
It says
I didn't even realize they changed their name.
Yeah, they did for this upcoming baseball season. So the Indians this last season was the last time the Cleveland Indians are going to be the Cleveland Indians.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It says public knowledge that FIFA World Cup matches have been fixed. Oh, yeah, they've been. That's one of those I knew about them being fixed and rigged and all that shit before any other sport. Soccer.
Cause I'm thinking like, I think they even put like the mayonnaise in the balls in soccer too.
I remember they came out with that. What's it called? What they call it? Goal line technology. Some dumb shit you don't really need in soccer. Like, you can look and tell if a ball goes in the net or not. You don't need all these different camera angles and all this shit, like all this tracking and stuff. You don't need all that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I wouldn't doubt it in soccer. But from playing soccer, you can make a ball curve.
Oh yeah.
And it's a lot easier to hit a goal post than you think.
Whatever they do in the video game, this is what they simulate into the real life. That's why I said when you watching NBA, it's like if you was watching NBA Jam, you could basically see how, what I'm saying, like how everything plays out. It's like how this player is dumping like this and that. And like I said, it's just odd. It's just really weird how they do some of this stuff. But like I said, they give you the impression that you have to go to school and then we're gonna be making all this money and stuff. But see, that's the other thing too, is that a lot of people under the impression that you're making these millions and millions of dollars, but you're not. You barely will see that money because a lot of these players go broke after they're out the league. And it's not the fact that they spending this money on these houses and cars and this other stuff. All this shit is just loan. It's like a black card. They're saying shit they do in the industry. It's a black card that's given to them. So the black card is basically showing, telling you that everything is on this card is that we give you a upfront amount of money. So you have to spend money on studio time, all this other shit. So you got to spend money on a trainer, all this other shit. But then they know when that money runs out and you can't, and then like I said, they cut you and you're not, what I'm saying, you get hurt or something like that. Then it's like, oh, you don't even hear from them no more. So what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And then like you see a lot of them that retire, they be like, I lost billions and billions of dollars and all this other shit. That's basically what happened to them. It's like I say, you just being a used tool in a puppetry game.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
And I think somebody will can't remember his name. He was he be in gematria. I think his name was Pale Horse Rider, and he was saying something about when we was talking about the NBA one day. And he said he knew he said he knew Trey Burke. And he said Trey Burke had told him, like, he was saying the same shit. He was saying, like, a lot of these games is rigged and stuff, but it's like it kind of bewilders him because he want to be like, he want to say something, but he know if he said, what I'm saying, what's gonna happen to him and stuff. But like, yeah, he said, if y'all saying, what else should y'all be saying about these games and stuff? He said, yeah, this shit is all scripted.
Yeah, and people think this shit real as hell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's it. They don't with 2 rings. Nah.
It's just really, like I said, it's like you get these big old contracts from the networks and all this other shit. Now all these people, that's the ones who getting all the money. But these players, it's like I said, they just being used as tools. So even if you signing these big old deals and stuff, they say, oh, you making this type of money. But in actuality, they don't have to. They're probably not going to even see none of this money.
So gematria is how Vegas makes its calls. However, that being said, every year gematria can be manipulated to suit the winner. Yeah, they got, in like a lot of these matchups, they always have numbers that go for both sides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why they appointed Roger Goodell, as the commissioner. You got a lawyer. How you put a lawyer as a commissioner of a sports company? But then I remember when they had the funniest thing was I remember when Clay Matthews, when he got pissed off at him for when he suspended him for that hit he did on somebody, and Clay Matthews went off. He did a rant. He was exposing stuff on the league too. He was on Twitter. He did a little rant and stuff. He said, man, fuck the NFL, all this other shit. Yeah, he said all this stuff is rigged and all this other stuff. Then he went and posted the commissioner number to the office and stuff. He posted that on Twitter. And I copied it. Look, I took the number down and everything. I called the number, and that was actually the headquarters to the NFL.
Well, goddamn. Did you get to a person? Or they sent you to a machine?
It went to the voicemail, but it was like, this is the office of Roger Goodell.
Holy shit.
I still had the number saved, too. I still had that number saved. But I was like, man, I was listening the whole time. He had his little Twitter rant, and he was going off. He was exposed so much shit.
Jalen Ramsey's another one. He tweeted during the AFC Championship game
how
the refs wanted the Jags to lose that game.
And that's
why Lamar's a Monarch athlete.
And that's why they traded him on from them. It was all, that's it. All these players it's already predetermined, like where these major stars are going to go at, when they get ready to do the trades and stuff. Like how the hell, like people was like, well, how the hell the Rams was able to trade to get Von Miller, and they traded to get I forgot who else they got, and they supposed to be, the Rams was on over the salary cap and stuff like that. So like, how the hell they got all this extra money from, and they paying people like you paying Jalen Ramsey all this money, you paying Stafford all this money, you paying Cooper Kupp all this money, and you paying Aaron Donald all this money. So where's all this extra money coming from? Like this team just operating like how the Lakers operate, like over the luxury cap, but you can't go over the luxury in football. So that's what like had me started thinking like, I said they kind of like they had to keep trying to put like even before, like when they had the Rams beat the Saints in that conference game, and then it was the following year they had the Rams get a new stadium, so they had to do that script to put it. Because I already knew that missed call. Everybody seen that shit, how that shit was played out. And then even in the playoffs, when they went to overtime that game, I think Jalen Ramsey had hit Mike Thomas before he caught the ball, and they didn't even call a flag on it or nothing. And that's when the Saints, the Rams was able to get in a position to kick the winning field goal, 50-some yard field goal. But that following season, the Rams had just opened up that new stadium, so they had to try to draw the people to come into that with a winning team to say, "Oh, the Rams went to the Super Bowl."
Yeah, they had to do that with Atlanta too. They last season, the Georgia Dome, they went to the Super Bowl. They ain't done shit since.
Nope. And the sad thing about it is, see, you got teams like Atlanta, Detroit, Jacksonville, Carolina, all these
Miami.
teams. Yeah, Miami. Well, Miami, they got their Super Bowl, but I'm just saying, like these teams that don't have none, like the way it was going, that like these teams would never win a Super Bowl. As many times as they fans keep thinking that it was going to be our year every year, but they're not in the script to win it.
Yeah, think about being a Jets fan.
Right.
Like they can't
Shit.
seem to do anything right. If they get the quarterback, they can't get no help around him.
Right. Just
It's
like
always a train wreck. They can't get the coach.
shit, look at the Giants the same way.
Yeah, ever since those 2 Super Bowls against Tom Brady,
Yep.
they can't do anything right.
It's like they just don't have, like I said, they just have the team set. You know how who's supposed to fail every year, and it's not if the storyline doesn't go with the team throughout the year from the current event, then it's like this team is going to be trash. So like any kind of current event that happens is going to be pushed towards this team doing something this year. Like even like in NBA, so everybody was under the impression that if they knew that LeBron was going to go there and the Lakers was going to win, like he was going to finish his career with like winning at least like 2 or 3 more rings and stuff. But they don't have the script. The script is always changing. So they knew everybody was going to go with that narrative. But now you got Golden State. Golden State is back, and they have the storyline pushing them. And Phoenix is being the 2 top dogs. And the Lakers they thought Lakers getting all these superstars was going to this unstoppable team. But that's what they gave everybody that false impression to believe. So they already know they're kind of done with LeBron winning anything else. But it's just to get the people in to make you believe that Lakers gonna do this and do that.
Like I said with the Lakers, how they got all these granted all these stars they acquired are well past their prime. I said all them niggas was trade bait.
Right,
Like
right,
LeBron gonna do what he usually do at trade deadline. It's gonna be like a whole new team.
right. He already left them niggas in shambles because after the when he's done, they have no draft picks and they can't really make no moves and stuff. And a lot of players are not going to go to that team because it's not just going to be Anthony Davis there. But it's like now that star factor of trying to just go run to play with them, that's not working no more. So you got these, like I said, you got these teams like Phoenix and they, Golden State that's getting back, and the other teams, even the Bulls and stuff, all of them starting to get look good. But now, as I'm saying, now it's like it's putting a damper in some of those plans for the Lakers because they know that everybody is not getting drawn into that no more.
Mm-hmm.
And then LeBron is getting old, so now it's like what I'm saying. It's like the next big star when he's gone. There's not going to be nobody else that they could create the whole league to no more like they do with him.
Yeah, they trying that with like Luka now.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the one that's like to fill the role. Zion, that's the one like this man and put on like over 100 goddamn pounds. It seems like, which I think he just trying to find a way to get up out of New Orleans.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like I said, I'm a Pels fan, and it's kind of like it's just odd, a lot of this shit that happened, and it's like what I'm saying, the way they got the storyline going. So it's like how they'll try to switch this shit around, make up all kind of things. But like honestly, I really don't necessarily think it's bad what they saying it is. It's like kind of this storyline to make it like, oh, he's gonna try to leave the city, do all this other shit. So this is what they gotta do to start controversial up and stuff like that. So I'm just thinking like if they make him stay, then it's like, oh, okay, so they're gonna try to give him another year, a year or two to make him do good, and then try to say, oh, he want to leave from the city and stuff. This is what they normally do at the end of the day. But it's like everybody will say, like, you might as well just have it where it's gonna be 4 or 5 teams in the league because it's always almost the same teams that's making it every year. But small market teams, like why even have small market teams if you're not gonna push them to go nowhere? But then, like I said, hold up, I forgot. Just like the NFL, NBA is the same way. It's a pyramid scheme that all the owners, regardless of how small the market team is, they still getting paid for each team.
Yep, they know how to keep that hustle going. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Once you generating the revenue, and they gonna get paid regardless.
Oh shit.
So Elway repeated, though they had the Vikings kicker throw the game so Elway could repeat because they knew for a fact those Broncos had zero chance versus that 15-1 Vikings team.
Mm-hmm.
So if the NBA wasn't rigged, the Bulls would win the finals. So they're a great 2K. Yeah, I can see them being a great 2K team. That's for sure.
But yeah, but that shit with Jordan, that was a part of the storyline because when his dad, I don't know if people know that his dad was actually a gambler, and his dad was in trouble with and Jordan was in trouble
The
with some
mob.
people, and it was like it was his dad, when they killed his dad off, and that's why they made him come back, and that's when the Bulls won. I think that was like his last ring or whatever, and they stopped him at the 6. But like I said, they've been using. I think they to the point when they almost done with using Jordan up because I guess he's like 50 something years old, and he's not gonna. They got to cut off how they shut him down when they like either 50, 55 or 60, something like that.
Mm-hmm. You remember a story that dropped a couple years ago about like how Michael Jordan died and they got swept under the rug really quick?
I think so.
Yeah. I think there's something to that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't let no shit like that just slip out for no reason. And then
Right.
try to, keep hush-hush about it.
Right. Because no story, like I said, nothing is never about coincidence when they slip it out.
Yeah, especially something like someone dying. You don't just accidentally talk about, he was found. Well, you say he had like a heart attack or something in the hotel room. One of those
Mm-hmm.
situations, like, come on now.
And I'll pay close attention to that because that's what storyline they're gonna use to say that when they do knock him off, that might be exactly how they do it. But I mean, it's inevitable how they do the things they do. But it's like I said, people get drawn into these people, but they don't understand is that it's all part of the ritual. When you sign on to that dotted line, they own you. They own the rights to everything that you're doing. And like I said, you think this person is making all this money, you try to have an argument with somebody where they make more money than you. But to be honest, if you think about it, if I had $50 or $100 in my account, I really got more money than these athletes have because all this money they're making, they don't, that's not theirs.
Yeah, they don't have like legitimate, true control and access over it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And
they
that's
go
why
to special banks versus what regular people go to.
exactly. And even when they have, they'll tell them like, "Oh, I'm donating to this charity and stuff." That charity, like, what? When this charity came, I never heard of this charity before.
It's called the tax write-off charity.
I'm like, I had never heard of this shit.
And it's like, donate it to this charity and all that stuff. They always got to get they got to make sure to get it on camera and stuff. How they donating this or, passing
Mm-hmm.
out food or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why can't you do it without, the video of you doing it?
Right. Yeah, you don't need the recognition and stuff for it, but I mean, you just want to show your face and say like, "Oh, I did this and did that."
Yeah, that's like 6ix9ine. Whenever he was in Chicago, he made sure to get a video of him handing out money to a homeless person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really? Come on. And even with him, it wasn't even believable.
Right. Well, that's the allegedly that's the CIA rat allegedly.
The CIA, yeah.
He got a
Yeah.
video like that too, handing out money.
Yeah, that was that same one. I think he put in like a music video or something like that.
Yeah.
So I
I'm like,
remember there was a story about Eminem dying. Yeah, Eminem been dead, allegedly.
how this nigga just go in all these random hoods and with the the Crips and Bloods and all this other shit, and you just ratting
GDs,
like crazy.
BDs, at O Block and all this stuff. Like, come on.
Right. That shit never made no sense to me. It's like you put a plant to do the infiltration, and like I said, it caused the whole distraction like they always do.
I'm just glad that part of hip hop's over with because that was rough seeing this little rainbow haired motherfucker just making these trash ass songs, doing all this dumb shit. Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
don't miss that at all.
Right. Right. Yeah, that like I said, that mumble rap be killing me.
Mumble.
I just
Who'd you
like.
grow up listening to then?
I mean, shit. I grew up like me. I liked a lot of West Coast music. Um, a lot of uh, South music, but I just like the music with the substance and stuff, and even like some of the East Coast music and stuff. I just like the KRS ones and shit like that.
The old school. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
just
you.
stuff that had substance to it. I'm an '80s baby, but I mean, I just had. That's why I said I had. I grew up on. I was just like an old soul. I just like the old school type of music and stuff.
I feel you on that. Yeah, I definitely grew up on like West Coast rap. Like my first physical CD I ever got was a Tupac "Me Against the World." Still have
Mm-hmm.
it actually. It's in my room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's something I'm gonna keep for the rest of my life. Really.
Right. Right.
That's a classic.
Hell yeah. I know you grew up on that West Coast shit, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Who was your favorite rapper growing up?
My favorite rapper growing up. Come back to me on that one. I had a few.
Yeah. I know, cause like rappers are so many. Like another one, I was like thinking of The Game. That's the one I was listening to heavy in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cause he had bars.
Right. Right. But I think mostly once he got with 50 Cent or something like that, he kind of like changed the style up a little bit, and it's like now it's like everything he's doing. Like I don't know, like his first album he had, I had it. That shit was nice, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just now it's like I don't know. Like you just like I said, once you get too far into the game when they use you and stuff, it starts to make you change your style up and stuff. So it's like you get watered down after a while.
Yeah, I heard that The Game was he a male stripper before he got signed.
Mm-hmm. He was.
Yeah, I think that nigga was a whole monarch celebrity. Like his whole backstory and shit. His connection with Farrakhan. Like there's a lot of weird shit with the
Right.
game's like whole backstory. I'm like, this shit don't add up at all.
But you
Like
know
what
they
his
gotta
family
they
was
gotta
Crip
they,
and shit.
yeah, they always gotta add a like I said, they put somebody from the suburbs and stuff and make him like, oh, he's a gangster rapper and all this other shit. But it's like, to be honest, like I said, a lot of these rappers is that, they'll tell you the studio gangsters. A lot of them wouldn't even be out in these streets doing the stuff that they say they rap about.
Snoop Dogg, that's another one. His dad was a whole goddamn CIA agent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cause his dad was stuff. His dad was the one that was always in trouble with the law and stuff too, I think. But
Mm-hmm.
Snoop, they say Snoop was kind of like, yeah, he used to smoke. He used to smoke and do all this and other stuff. But like Snoop really wasn't like just hardcore gangster. Everybody think he was.
Oh no, just like 21 Savage. Like his dad was a whole goddamn doctor that was on the Breakfast Club. But on Vlad, he was telling me my dad was a crackhead. Well, shit, he's a hell of a successful crackhead. That's all I can say.
Right, right. Man, that shit crazy.
They're really all these rappers' backstories is the same shit. And then I was thinking about this. You remember when 21 Savage was on Vlad, he talked about he got shot? How he had to
Mm-hmm.
have that metal bar in his arm and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
You remember when ESTG talked about how he got shot?
He
Like
said,
one of the bullets went through his eye and all that shit?
Mm-hmm.
I think that shit was all ritual.
It all is. I
Cause
mean,
like
if you go
21
to
even said like your soul, he said his soul left his body when that shit happened too. I'm like interesting choice of words there.
right, but if you go to LA, and if you go talk with some of these some of these rappers, these former rappers or something like that, and then you be like, damn, like what happened to you, and they'll basically tell you that I can't I'm not connected with my family, my friends, nobody, because I'm stuck here because now I gotta wait till they do something with me because I can't pay back what they gave me. So like these people really become slaves because they can't. I'm saying they can't really do nothing. You get that black card, and if you're not making a hit, you
You in
stuck.
debt automatically. Like Drake.
Right.
Even though Drake got all these hits, that nigga's still in debt. Every time it's time for a new album, it's like, shit, I gotta make a hit out this shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because they take the money, they take the money that you get, that like I said, you take the advance card, the black card they give you, that money is paying for studio time, that's paying for these rental cars they give you in these videos, promotions, all that shit. But if it's not a success with the people, because like I said, they even go like if you got an Instagram account or Twitter account, they're gonna add all these different people, random people they're gonna add, and so you got a million followers and stuff like that. You don't even have control of your account no more. So they're running all this shit to make you think that he got over a million followers, keep following, support and shit like that. That's what they do. So
yeah, they got a video with was like I think it was some Asian people. They were like controlling all these different bot accounts all at once. They had like all these computers in the room like lined up and everything, just running different fake accounts. So I was like, holy shit.
Yep.
Talking about how much money they generate off doing that.
Because DJ Academics, he even said that I think he did an interview when he was talking with Joe Budden one time, and he said it. He was like, I don't longer run my Twitter account. My handlers do that.
Interesting.
So that's just basically saying, they telling you that they make all these numbers up. And that's why they say, I'm gonna get the blue check on Instagram and they get verified. But most of them, like I said, they already just add different these random people in there. Like you go and look at the followers and stuff, and like some of these people, like really most of
User
them
853222147. It's like,
yeah,
whose username is that for real? Like, like come on, I'm gonna have 8 digits on my shit. Come on.
I had never heard of these niggas before.
Well, he said Snoop was related to a lot of famous people. Hell, I'm legit convinced that Nipsey was related to Snoop because there was a video I remember in high school. Mm-hmm. I heard about Nipsey Hussle. It was in an MGK music video or something like that. He had a line, "Bitch, I hustle just like Nipsey." I was like, "Who the fuck is Nipsey Hussle?" Keep hearing this name for some reason. Looked him up. I was like, "This nigga look just like Snoop." Just so happened to be a Crip from California. And there's a video. It's called like Snoop, like Father, like Son. It's like him and Nip, like sitting in the same room talking and shit. And it was like the mannerisms were the exact same and everything. I was like, wow. Because Nipsey used to ghostwrite for Snoop Dogg back in the day. A lot of people don't know that.
Lighter version of Snoop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that shit wild. Because it's like, I found something weird about that too. And then, a lot of these people, they just be like, what I'm saying? Like once you signed on, everybody knows who you are. This is why they put, they'll put these random person, or say he married to her, or vice versa, and then they get divorced and shit like that. So like everybody is in a big connected circle once you signed on, and this is why they'll start, they can make all these different stories up about you, and do all this kind of controversial stuff. But it's like I tell people, it's like nobody never seen someone to question the handlers to, their mastermind all the stuff that's going on. These handlers are the ones that, are responsible for when these people are getting set up to get killed. And, they do all this shit. They make the arrangements for all this shit to happen. And then most of the time, when you have these funerals, why is it that they never show an open casket of this person they said that died?
Exactly. And it always be the gold casket too. She already know what that is.
It never showing it. And then when the people be up on the stage doing little talks and stuff, they don't get really showing any emotion.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Someone said he used to rock with Corday heavy till he found out he went to Puffy party. I mean, the writing was on the wall when you saw them hanging out with Dr. Dre in the studio. Shit, now he got the MK Ultra blonde hair. Just look at the music video for was it Super? So much symbolism in that music video.
Yep.
The crazy thing is he was one of the smart ones too. That's the fucked up part.
Yeah, like I said, they just use and abuse him. Like I said, even if you thinking like most of the time, see, like they even catch the ones like when they did Lupe Fiasco when he was independent and he was doing his thing. But they kind of like they say, oh nigga, you got too much of this positive music. So you are independent and shit, we still gonna come at you. We gonna make you do what we tell you to do, or else. You gonna blackball you like they do everybody.
Yeah, because he was speaking out against the government and all this shit. Because Lupe down with them boys who he done thrown up the Murano hand sign, the devil horns, 666. Lupe is down with them motherfuckers, like, for real.
Right.
But I remember there was even a live where he was talking about anything a rapper ever tell you to get, don't do it because you're going to go broke from it. I was like, yeah, that's true.
And this is like, and I don't know if everybody heard the story, how they do it. When they're trying to do these ritual sacrifices, they normally, like I said, if you really want to be in it and you say you got to sign on to them, so they'll basically tell you, like, okay, so we're going to, we're going to make a hit out of you or whatever. You're going to have to, do a sacrifice. So, this is all allegedly, but they'll say that, we'll write a letter saying that, if we just knock somebody off that was close to you or whatever, then we're not gonna call you. We're just gonna send this letter and tell you that it's done, and then we're gonna do what we gotta, we're gonna, do everything we promised, which we was gonna give to you. Have all this, have all this money, the jewelry, the clothes, all this other stuff.
Yeah, I know. Fame vs. Sacrifice had a video talking about. I think it was actually someone brought up Bruno Mars. Talking about how he got a text message or whatever when he was on tour or whatever, saying like it was like a cryptic message. It was like a very simple thing, like I think it was like happy birthday or something like this, or let's go to a party. Something very vague and simple. But whenever he got that text, it was like letting him know, hey, the deed has been done, so and so has been whacked off, allegedly.
Right. But and the saddest thing is too, like they put when they go to these parties is just like in these lounges, like how the Masons are, and you have to ride a donkey, all type of shit. And then it's always the parties, it's always like, they're gonna have women getting raped, men sleeping with men. It's just so nasty what goes on inside of that, all that for the fame. Well, is it really worth it? Because all the shit you gotta go through, and this shit is just like, this is why when you look at these people, they put on the front that they're happy, but they're miserable. They have a video.
Whole depressed out there.
Exactly. Look, Cardi B said something. She did a tweet, and she was telling everybody. She said, "This fame, I'm miserable." She said something like that. She said she was miserable and stuff like that. But I mean, I already I retweeted and said, well, I said you ought to tell your fans to stop supporting this shit, but you can't really do it because if you say a certain amount of things, they're really trying to, she basically trying to run out of it, get out of it. But the only way out of it is either death. That's basically what they're gonna do to get out of it. They're gonna kill you.
Yeah. Blood in, blood out type shit.
That's how Kobe knew.
Rock got his dad out. Yep.
That's how Kobe knew his death was coming. He said, "I'm gonna die when I'm in my 40s."
Yeah, Damian Lillard even had a song that came out before Kobe died, talking about like a line about Kobe and what his daughter's gonna think when he's dead or something like that. I think it was called After Party. That's his name. Yeah. Came out 2018. And then with Damian Lillard, allegedly he had a cousin that was killed or whatever too.
Yep. Just like Karl Anthony Towns when his mom got killed.
Shit, that nigga said he had like 6 family members die from CV19 or something, all back in 2020.
Right, and I'm just like, you should say randomly a number 6, the number 6 number.
It's like that many relatives, nigga. That's a lot, bro.
Right. I said they just be telling on themselves, but like I said, people don't be paying attention to it.
Yeah, he said Bruno Mars' 2 best friends in his band, hooligans, just quit. You live in the life with the hottest artist, probably didn't want to do the rituals. Shit, probably didn't want to be around that shit.
Right. But see, that's the thing about it though. They can't run, but they can't hide because they still gonna catch up to him. You still got a connection to him. You signed on that contract. That contract says you are owned to us. Your rights have been given away. Everything that you do, it belongs to us.
Even down to the color of your hair.
Yep.
And it shows.
They signed that shit with blood.
Yep.
There was like that 6ix9ine picture where his hair was all fucked up and stuff, and that dude had like that sinister smile behind him as he was signing that contract.
Mm-hmm.
So you know some shit was going on before that. If you catch what I'm saying.
Mm.
And I think the post said, I just signed with the Illuminati. It was like cut dry to the point.
Right.
And of course, it's a 6ix9ine. Oh, he just trolling. No. Nigga ain't trolling.
And that shit real because like even like how they be spamming your Instagram, they're sending them little private messages and stuff, and they come in there, come join the elites and stuff like that. That shit is.
I done got one of those too. Yeah, I got one of those. I was like, bro, like what the fuck? And like the funny thing is the person who sent it, I was like, only had like 20 followers. Like, how you gonna recruit somebody if you only got 20 followers? Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Like at least get somebody with a blue check and make it seem real.
Right. Look, they put the best looking woman or the handsome man in there and try to draw you to sign on. That's how they get the women, and that's how they get us men, beautiful women, and they're gonna tell you, oh, come sign on here, or they'll try to switch it up and be like, oh, come on, just sign up, just promise you all this stuff and this and that. This is what they do.
Mm-hmm.
But the average person who's not that smart to read it, they just gonna go and sign up to the shit and don't know what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah, because they just saw the money. Because they always got to put the money out in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like they did with ESTG. They're like, all this money right in front of you just stacks. Without telling you, hey man, like all of that shit you see is literally your budget for the next 3-4 albums.
Right. And that's how I be like you when they do these videos and stuff. To see the draw to it all is, they flashing the cash, all the jewelry and stuff like that. But all that shit is rented. Even like I said, everybody thinking these cars and stuff they own and these nice houses and shit they own. They don't own none of this shit. It's just a rental. Everything they staying in. Because like I said, if you not hot, they're gonna put you in the back burner. Well, you're gonna still be cut off from family and friends. So it's like you're gonna be struggling, you know what I'm saying? But you can't, like I said, you're gonna be almost like a bum on the street. Because you're not making a revenue for them like they thought it was. They're gonna keep trying to build you up and having all these followers and this and that. But if they feel like everybody not accepting this shit, then they gotta put you back on the back burner. And then if they say like, oh, we could try this other way and try to make some kind of allegations against you, then it's like, and everybody's buying into it, doing trying to solve if you kill somebody, this and that. Oh, now he's gonna get hot. We could make him he's gonna get back in the spotlight. So we gonna start making money off.
Weirdest one I seen was Pooh Shiesty. Like that whole situation is still weird to me. Like the dude dropped his album went #1.
Mm-hmm.
And he get arrested and all that. Which Gucci Mane's artists, if you ever notice, like I swear just about like 80% of them always end up arrested on some bullshit charges.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of the last 10, 17, the only one that didn't get arrested was Asian Doll.
Right.
Like Pablo Juan got hit with the RICO, and then there's that story about him with the what was it 5 foot? Yeah, I said foot. 5 foot dildo allegedly up his ass, and his feet were shackled together upwards in a bathtub, and they had a whole like photography studio for this shit. Yeah. And then he went to the police to talk about it, and then Gucci Mane pulled some strings, and just like that, Pablo Juan got hit with a RICO charge. Just like that. Young Maul, he got hit with a murder case. Lil Quill was arrested when he was signed to Gucci Mane. Fujiano, that's another one.
Just like all them niggas signed to Empire.
Yeah, how they just be dropping now. Cause I was like, Pee Wee Longway, he another one signed to Empire. I'm like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
I like Pee Wee Longway. Shit.
Bro, it's like, and most of these niggas that's dropping off, they killing off like shit. Like I heard there's another rapper that died. His name was Savvy Wavy, some shit like that. And I ain't never heard of these niggas. It's like,
oh, the Navy So Wavy dude from Miami or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't keep up. Drakeo the Ruler was Empire too. I'm like, God damn.
Yep, and it's all the same age, almost in the same age bracket with 27 or 26 or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
All in the same bracket of on the ritual numbers. And it's always the same random. He got in a drive-by shooting. Or he got in a car accident. Or he had a drug. They had to chill on the drug overdose because they know that shit was getting played out. But now everybody's still getting shot up in a random drive-by shooting. So like I said, if you got respect in the hood and shit like that, how you gonna just have a random drive-by shooting on you and everybody supposed to be looking out for you and they respect you in the hood like they said they do? You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna go ahead and create this scenario and just find somebody he might have had past beef with in the past, and they probably already squashed the shit, but they had to kind of like, renege the shit up, try to pay him off, set him up to just say like, oh, he killed this person, but knowing damn well this person they probably had no gun or nothing, and it was the handler that did this shit.
That's like Mo 3. That's another one. They connected to some street shit because he did have some street beef with Yellow Beezy and Trap Boy Freddy and all that. But the way he got killed, that was not some street shit. Like, was it the dude got him with a headshot in broad daylight? Was on like the bed of an 18-wheeler or something. It's like some shit right out of a movie. Like, no drive-bys get no headshots like that.
On a fucking busy ass fucking interstate. So how the fuck that shit just like randomly happened? Like, that shit doesn't make no fucking sense to me. How they set up some of this shit.
Yeah,
and
like he was like Mo 3 was running or some shit too. And it's like, how'd you get this shot?
Right.
If it's some street shit, nobody has aim that damn good.
Exactly, because these niggas can't even shoot right.
Yeah. All of a sudden, these niggas gonna be like John Wick and get the most accurate shot possible.
It's just like I said, bro, this shit is so goofy how they just script all this shit together and everybody just so drawn into it. It's like, come on, man, y'all can't see this shit. It's like, damn, that's like, it just don't make no sense. Like, as soon as the nigga say they gonna get their masters and shit, man, you already know that's the dead clock, because as soon as you get the masters, they're gonna give you that impression that you own that shit and they're gonna knock you the fuck off.
Yeah. Think about Chris Brown. He got hit with like a rape charge or something like that the next day after he got his masters.
Just like they did on Lil Wayne. They gave him his masters and then they had him he got charged with the drugs and some shit like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, he sold because he ended up selling his masters. Him and Young Money, all his artists and all that stuff. He sold all their masters.
But it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know how they say that I sold my masters or I got my masters when you already signed the contract to them people, so they don't everything. They making money off you whether you dead or alive.
Yeah, or like Michael Jackson. After he died, they sold his shit.
Yep.
They didn't even give him his consent or anything like that. Just, yep, he's out the way, so do what you want with it.
Well, it went right back to it went right back into their collection. That's just like what and that's why I said, like, they'd be like, well, the family's gonna get all this and that. Now the family ain't getting shit. They already gonna threaten the family if you try to even ask about getting that shit. You're not getting nothing from these people. You getting cut off. And like I said, it's only about their puppet artists, what they could do and control them. And they make you go and have, like I said, they just pick these random people that they need them to be with. And like I said, it's like it's just a whole sick thing.
Yeah, shit go real deep.
This shit is crazy. And like I said, from the stories I didn't heard from people that's been in the game and then told me some shit about this shit. And that was kind of like I did most of my own research on this shit. And I could tell you that, this shit here is just like, like my advice to everybody, if you want to be somebody, just stay to your, stay independent to yourself. Don't take no deals from none of these people because this shit is just sickening. There's no way out.
Yeah, and on top of that, the piggyback off of that to, close up this stream and all that, but just because someone's independent don't mean they independent, if you catch what I'm saying. So that has been Rig the NFL Wildcard Weekend. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Shout out to DeLeon Cruz. Shout out to Bronze FlatPowerGod. I got to get that one right. Bronze FlatPowerGod. Yeah, the link is in the description, man. I appreciate you for being on the show and everything like that. Likewise, Deleon. Thank you for watching. We are out.
Peace.